Across the United States, a wave of protests is sweeping the nation, with over 1,300 demonstrations erupting across all 50 states. This unprecedented movement marks a historic moment of collective action, as citizens from diverse backgrounds unite to voice their frustrations over economic challenges and political dissatisfaction. These protests are not isolated incidents. They are a powerful, widespread response to the growing pressures faced by millions of Americans. Together, they signal a pivotal chapter in the nation's history, where ordinary people are stepping forward to demand change. As we continue, we'll explore the roots of this movement and the circumstances that have driven so many to take to the streets. In communities across the nation, a powerful grassroots movement is taking shape. These protests are not the result of political party machinations or orchestrated campaigns. Instead, they are spontaneous expressions of a populace pushed to the brink by economic hardships and political disillusionment. From small towns to bustling cities, individuals are uniting, driven by shared frustration over rising living costs, stagnant wages, and a sense of being unheard. This wave of activism is a testament to the resilience and determination of ordinary citizens standing together to demand accountability and change. The grassroots nature of this movement underscores its authenticity and highlights the depth of the issues at hand, showcasing a moment where the voice of the people rises above the noise of politics. As we delve deeper, we'll uncover the economic policies and circumstances that have ignited this unprecedented call for action. One of the primary drivers behind these widespread protests is the economic strain caused by specific policies, such as the global tariff policy implemented during Trump's administration. This policy, which increased import taxes, has significantly contributed to rising living costs for everyday Americans. Essentials like groceries and household items have seen sharp price hikes, placing an ever-growing burden on families already struggling to make ends meet. The ripple effects of these tariffs extend beyond the checkout counter, influencing job markets and business operations nationwide. As businesses face higher operational costs, layoffs and closures have become an unfortunate reality, further exacerbating economic hardships. The frustration stemming from these challenges has united people from diverse backgrounds in their call for change. This economic strain is not just a statistic, it's a lived reality for millions, highlighting the urgent need to address these policies and their far-reaching consequences. Amid this economic turmoil, the struggles of everyday Americans have become glaringly evident. Families are grappling with soaring living costs, where even basic necessities have become burdensome expenses. Jobs, once considered stable, are vanishing, leaving countless individuals uncertain about their future. Small businesses, the backbone of local economies, are fighting to stay afloat against rising operational costs. These challenges are not just numbers. They represent real people facing real hardships. Each story adds to the collective voice of frustration and the call for change. This moment underscores the profound impact of economic policies on the lives of millions, urging a closer look at the human cost of these decisions. This movement represents a pivotal moment in our nation's history, underscoring the urgent need for collective action and meaningful policy reform. The voices of countless Americans demand to be heard, calling for solutions to economic and political challenges that impact us all. But this is not just a moment to observe, it is a call to action. Stay informed about the issues, engage with your community, and take part in shaping the future you wish to see. Each of us has the power to contribute to change and to ensure a more equitable and sustainable tomorrow. Let this be the beginning of a movement that transforms frustration into progress. Together, we can build a better future. A wave of protests is sweeping across America, capturing the attention of the nation and the world. From bustling cities to quiet towns, people from all walks of life are uniting over shared frustrations with economic challenges and political grievances. This movement transcends isolated incidents. It's a powerful call for change, echoing the voices of millions who feel unheard. The scale and intensity of these protests demand focus, marking a pivotal moment in the country's history. In this video, we'll explore the causes behind this unrest, the diversity of those involved, and the far-reaching implications of this unprecedented movement. Stay with us as we delve into the heart of a nation undergoing transformation, driven by the collective will for a better future. The wave of protests across America has reached unexpected corners of the nation. In states like Montana and Alaska, areas not typically associated with political activism, people are gathering to voice their dissatisfaction. This development highlights the depth and breadth of the current unrest, showing that these grievances transcend traditional political divides. Participation from such regions underscores a unifying frustration with the status quo, as individuals demand attention to their concerns. These movements emphasize the widespread nature of this call for change, resonating deeply even in communities far removed from usual activism hubs. This unexpected participation adds a compelling layer to the narrative of these protests, demonstrating that the demand for reform is not confined to any single demographic or region. The voices from these states contribute to a growing chorus that cannot be ignored. From classrooms to factory floors, and from bustling cities to quiet towns, the movement unites individuals from every corner of society. Teachers, factory workers, small business owners, and retirees each bring their voice to the collective call for change. These diverse participants, though differing in daily lives, share a common frustration, the feeling that their rights and futures are under threat. This unity across professions and backgrounds underscores the depth of grievances fueling this wave of protests. It's not just about isolated issues, it's a shared demand for accountability and respect. Together, these voices form a powerful chorus, echoing the sentiment that change is not just desired, it is essential. This diversity is the movement's strength, illustrating that the call for justice and equity transcends traditional divides, creating a truly united front. The phrase "hands off" has emerged as a defining rallying cry for the movement, encapsulating the demand for autonomy and the protection of fundamental rights. This simple yet powerful slogan resonates deeply with participants, symbolizing their collective call to safeguard freedoms in areas like education, healthcare, and democratic governance. It unifies a diverse array of voices into a single coherent message, demonstrating the shared resolve of those involved. Hands off is more than just words. It's a declaration of resistance against perceived overreach and a stand for self-determination. As the protests grow, this slogan continues to inspire and galvanize individuals, reflecting the movement's core ethos and its insistence on retaining control over vital aspects of life and society. The protests in America are resonating far beyond its borders, shedding light on the global repercussions of domestic policies. A key factor is the strain on international relations caused by recent tariff policies, which have disrupted trade dynamics and created ripples worldwide. The protests underscore a broader narrative of dissatisfaction, not just within the U.S., but also among international allies and partners. This interconnected frustration highlights how domestic decisions can ignite global tensions, emphasizing the far-reaching implications of policy choices. The movement, though rooted in American soil, echoes a universal call for equitable and thoughtful governance, resonating with audiences across the globe. It's a powerful reminder that the impact of national policies rarely stops at the border, and the voices raised in these protests are part of a larger global conversation about justice, fairness, and leadership responsibilities in an interconnected world. In Green Bay, Elon Musk became an unexpected focal point of public frustration. During a high-profile event, protests erupted, underscoring a growing dissatisfaction with influential figures. The protests weren't just about Musk personally, but symbolized a broader discontent with the concentration of power. This moment in Green Bay highlighted how the wave of dissent sweeping across the nation has reached even the highest echelons of leadership and innovation, challenging the status quo and calling for accountability from those at the top. As the protests grow, they serve as a stark reminder of the public's demand for change, transparency, and equity in the systems that govern their lives. The protests we've witnessed are more than isolated events. They represent a deep and collective demand for systemic change. Across the nation, people are uniting to challenge the status quo, voicing their frustrations and aspirations for a better future. This movement echoes far beyond American borders, influencing perspectives and policies worldwide. It's a call for reform, a reflection of a society striving for equity, justice, and accountability. As we conclude, let this serve as a reminder. These protests are not just about today's grievances, but about shaping tomorrow's possibilities. The story continues, and its outcome depends on the actions we take together. In Michigan, a growing number of voters are reflecting on promises made and broken. Many who once supported Trump's vision of economic revival now feel deeply betrayed. The anticipated resurgence of industry and prosperity has not materialized. Instead, these communities face mounting challenges: job losses, rising costs, and dwindling opportunities. The disappointment is palpable as residents grapple with the stark contrast between hope and reality. This disillusionment sets the stage for a deeper exploration of the economic struggles that have reshaped the lives of so many in Michigan. Michigan, once a beacon of industrial strength, now faces a sobering economic reality. The state's GDP has plummeted, with a reported drop of 3.7% in the first quarter. This sharp decline has led to significant job losses, leaving countless families in uncertainty. In communities once thriving with opportunity, factories stand silent and main streets echo. The promises of economic rejuvenation, once a rallying cry, have given way to widespread disillusionment. Public protests are now common as citizens voice frustrations over policies that seem to have deepened. The sentiment is clear. Many feel left behind by an administration that pledged to prioritize. This downturn doesn't just reflect numbers on a chart, it represents real lives disrupted. Michigan's story is a microcosm of a broader narrative, demanding attention and action to address the profound challenges faced by its people. The tariffs imposed by the Trump administration, initially presented as a strategy to bolster domestic industries, have instead led to significant economic strain on households across Michigan. Costs of everyday goods have soared, contradicting promises of increased affordability and economic relief. Families are finding it harder to make ends meet as prices for essentials continue to rise. Testimonies from local residents reveal growing frustration. One voter expressed feeling deceived, stating they had hoped for policies that would ease financial burdens, not worsen them. These tariffs have not only increased prices, but have also disrupted supply chains, creating instability that ripples through the state's economy. The economic recovery once envisioned has turned into a landscape of uncertainty, leaving many Michiganders questioning the effectiveness of these trade policies and their impact on their daily lives. Across Michigan, a wave of public protests has emerged, a testament to the growing dissatisfaction with economic policies that many feel have failed them. From small towns to bustling cities, voices of discontent unite, demanding accountability and change. Social media plays a pivotal role, amplifying these protests beyond physical boundaries and fostering a digital platform where grievances are shared and movements are coordinated. These demonstrations are not just about policies. They reflect a deeper frustration with unmet promises and the struggles faced by everyday citizens. The chants and signs seen on the streets echo a collective call for a better future, a plea for leaders to address the real issues impacting their lives. This rising dissent showcases a critical moment of reflection and action as communities rally together, seeking solutions and advocating for a government that listens to its people. The momentum of these protests serves as a reminder that united voices have the power to demand change and shape the course of their future. As we conclude, it's clear that Michigan stands at a crossroads. The economic and political challenges faced by its communities are not just statistics. They represent real struggles and stories of resilience. The disillusionment among voters, the impact of policies, and the voices raised in protest underscore a pressing need for change. Yet, within these challenges lies an opportunity, a chance to advocate for better policies, demand accountability, and shape a future that works for everyone. Staying informed is the first step. Engage with the issues, ask questions, and let your voice be part of the conversation. Together, we can navigate these turbulent times and work towards solutions that reflect the needs of all. Thank you for watching, and remember, informed citizens are the cornerstone of a thriving democracy. Stay active, stay engaged, and let's make a difference. The recent discussions about the United States potentially annexing Greenland and Canada have sparked significant debate and resistance. Both regions have strongly opposed the idea, with public sentiment and protests clearly rejecting the notion. This video examines the reasons behind their firm stance, exploring the political, social, and economic factors at play. Join us as we uncover the deeper implications of this controversial topic and analyze its broader consequences for international relations. Let's begin by understanding the roots of this debate and the powerful statements from Greenland and Canada that have resonated worldwide. Greenland has made its position unequivocally clear. The idea of becoming part of the United States is overwhelmingly rejected by its people. According to a survey conducted by the Greenlandic Broadcasting Corporation, 92% of Greenlanders oppose annexation. This sentiment stems from Greenland's strong sense of national identity and pride in its cultural heritage. The island's political landscape reflects a commitment to self-determination and autonomy, values deeply rooted in its population. Historically, Greenland has maintained a unique position within the Kingdom of Denmark, emphasizing its distinct identity. The prospect of annexation by the United States is seen as a threat to this identity and the political and social systems Greenlanders have established. Many view the idea as an imposition of foreign interests over their sovereignty, fueling protests and public outcry. This overwhelming opposition underscores Greenland's resolve to protect its heritage and future from external influences. The situation highlights broader themes of national identity and the challenges of navigating geopolitical ambitions in a global context. As we delve deeper, we'll explore how these dynamics unfold in other regions facing similar pressures. Canada has unequivocally rejected the notion of becoming part of the United States. Public opinion strongly reflects this sentiment, with 89% of Canadians opposing annexation, as reported by the Angus Reid Institute. This consensus arises from a deep-seated pride in Canada's independence and recognition of stark differences in social policies between the two nations. While the United States grapples with issues like healthcare accessibility and gun violence, Canada upholds universal healthcare and strict gun control measures, which many Canadians view as integral to their national identity. This divergence in values and policies reinforces widespread opposition to any integration with the U.S. Canadian leaders, such as Premier Doug Ford, have publicly dismissed the idea, emphasizing its absurdity. Canada's stance reflects its commitment to preserving sovereignty and the unique social framework defining its society. This rejection highlights the strength of Canada's national identity and its determination to maintain a distinct path on the global stage. The proposal to annex Greenland and Canada has stirred significant international controversy. Analysts suggest that this idea, championed by former President Trump, served as a strategic distraction from pressing domestic issues. However, instead of achieving its intended effect, it sparked widespread backlash. Many nations criticized the rhetoric, viewing it as a display of outdated expansionist ambitions that undermine the United States' credibility on the global stage. Economically, the mere mention of such a proposal introduced uncertainty, with markets reacting negatively and raising concerns about the stability of U.S. foreign policy. Beyond the immediate financial implications, this situation highlights broader questions about the role of expansionism. As countries like Greenland and Canada reaffirm their sovereignty and independence, the U.S. faces a moment of reflection on how its actions and statements are perceived internationally. This development underscores the need for a more nuanced and respectful approach to international relations, one that prioritizes collaboration over confrontation. The global reaction to this proposal serves as a reminder of the interconnected nature of today's world, where unilateral ambitions can quickly lead to widespread consequences. In the next segment, we will explore the lessons that can be drawn from these events and their implications for the future of diplomacy. As we conclude this exploration, the cases of Greenland and Canada stand as powerful reminders of the significance of national identity. Both nations have decisively rejected the notion of U.S. annexation, driven by a deep respect for their unique cultures, political systems, and societal values. Greenland's unwavering opposition, with 92% of its population voicing disapproval. Similarly, Canada's firm stance, supported by 89% of its citizens, underscores its dedication to maintaining its distinct social policies and independence. These responses not only highlight the resilience of nations against external pressures, but also serve as a commentary on the broader implications of expansionist ambitions. The international backlash and economic uncertainties following these proposals illustrate the complexities of modern geopolitics. In an interconnected world, the actions of one nation reverberate globally, influencing relationships and perceptions. Thus, the lessons from Greenland and Canada are clear. The preservation of national identity is paramount, and the pursuit of expansion must consider the values and sovereignty of those involved. Thank you for joining us in examining these pivotal moments